Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Train Fever. For the last few episodes we've been doing a bit of tidying up, we've been trying out some new projects, we've been generally pushing forward in this kind of very late stage of the game. As I join you now, I've got 490 million in the bank and it's only going up. We're looking at Dronfield, which was the original kind of hub city that I put together, and well, you know, it's ticking along. The passenger numbers are pretty strong. I have been here for a couple of minutes, and these chaps have been waiting for a bus for a while, which leads me to wonder where actually is the bus. I mean, did I scrap it? No, hold on, they're stuck. I can see buses. I have 3 buses over here. What's going on here then? We've got total gridlock. Huh. And why is this idiot trying to pull a U-turn in the middle of the street? Okay, interesting. You know, a slightly crazy move there, and they're never getting out. No, they've gone. Right. Okay, maybe that's everything moving again. But that is all 3 of my buses kind of jammed up next to each other. This is not a very effective route. I'm going to do a quick bus lane upgrade. Running a bus lane accomplishes a couple of things. Firstly, it gets rid of all the traffic. Secondly, it should make sure that we don't get stuck in a similar situation again. Anyway, what am I going to do today? Surely I'm not just going to be talking about bus lanes. This is not the kind of thing that sufficient people will find interesting. I doubt very strongly whether bus lanes are of significant merit to many of you. I'm just going to bang a few in, and then I'll crack on to more interesting times. No, what I'm going to do is today, since I have reached the pinnacle of billionaire playboy luxury madness, I'm going to spend some of that money on a frankly ridiculous route that builds into the white elephant plan. Right, that's a whole bunch of. I mean, look at the number of people waiting at the station. I could probably run, and this is the line I set up last time around. As you can see, look, plenty of people waiting. Not an awful lot of trains around though. Is that one coming or is he going? Which way are you heading there, friend? No, you're away. You're carrying 6 whole passengers. You big shot, and you're waiting for a free path. What is that all about? Or was that just a misread on your part? What I have noticed is that the trains on this particular circuit are starting to bunch up a little bit, which was something I worried about, and oddly they shouldn't. Well, because they are, clearly they should. The reason they're bunching up, I imagine, is going to be down to acceleration. These fellas have a slightly better acceleration curve, but more so, or I'm assuming they do. Someone's going to, you know, prove me wrong in comments in any second now, but let's see what speed he gets up to. Theoretically, they're both capable of the same top speed. So the question really is, you know, is it taking one considerably longer to get up to top speed? But the other factor that is definitely a factor is that this one here, Train 31, it takes a lot longer to load passengers than it does on these dual stocks kind of hefty boys, quick fellas, nippy lads, however you wish to describe them. So I think it's fairly inevitable they're going to bunch up, which means I need to address that at some point. Otherwise, you'll just be running nose-to-tail trains and nobody's going to benefit from it. I need the same kind of train service, or the same train consist, let's say, running exclusively. So a noble experiment, one I didn't expect to work, and one that hasn't worked. Anyway, let's move on to brighter and bolder things. We were talking about spending money, and the money I'm going to be spending, I'll remember where I was going to spend it in a moment. We'll do a quick sort of general fly around. I mean, last time we were talking about the game slowing down in the later stages, and it's not like you can't see why it would. I mean, look at all of this blue stuff that's going on is bits that I've placed. So, you know, it's very clear that I have influenced this this map and done so in such a way that will inevitably slow it down. It was also pointed out that that population alone will slow your game down, which I hadn't considered, but actually makes great sense. Here is the white elephant. Still elephantesque. You know, we're getting a few passengers turn up, but it is basically just a way of blowing a lot of money at the moment. I'll find the station in a minute. Where was I? Because I had a quick look around before I hit the record button and I went, oh yeah, that would be a good plan. All I've got to do now is find out where I was looking at the time. It is a station that I played with recently. There we go, here we are, Worksop. Right, we've got this spare piece of track coming out of Worksop. And a spare piece of track is a crime. And so, where am I going to take it? There's going to be another passenger service. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, let's go to Red Hill. It's a unassuming kind of a place. It's on one of my most profitable routes. Surely that's going to be a license to print money. I'm sure it is, but that's not where we're going. We're not going to we're not going to Red Hill. No, we're going to Bexhill-on-Sea. Hello there. Yes, indeed, Bexhill-on-Sea, which is helping to fuel the White Elephant, as Twin Woods, as it's called, which, if you haven't seen already, this is the question: can you build a new town from scratch? So far, signs point to no, you can't. But we remain to be convinced. So I'm going to see if I can do something about that, and I'm going to keep this absolutely simple. It's more or less a straight line to get out there. We're heading over here. So I'm just going to burn money here to get a track going that takes me all the way there, or thereabouts. I will cut all the way across the lake. Come on, where are we now? Still underground by the looks of it, but we are still flowing in a beautiful straight line. The reason for going so far isn't just eccentricity on my part. Oh no. Okay, right. Let's. No, the goal is in fact to run the TFV down here, the TGF to the V to the F to the T. Yes, we're going to run the superfast train down here and see if we can get it anything like approaching its top speed. Because that's where it really comes into its own. Is when you can get it going at a fairly hefty lick, is where the money is made. Right now, fortunately, you have built me a bridge. So let's see if I can take said bridge. Oh, I can. Look at that. It's a little high. Is that higher than it needs to be? Nope, that's fine. To get back into the tunnel, that's the height it needs to be, and it's got to cross the track in one go. Now, does lightning strike twice? It will do if I wiggle carefully. So, what I'm thinking is heading up towards White Elephant Station here. Now, I could very easily, make a brand new station in the centre of Bexhill, which would help it to grow, and in the process would probably help the White Elephant make a little progress. But no, I'm going to do this in such a way that we. Because that's the other thing, you see. I mean, Twin Woods will grow more likely. It's more likely to grow the more passengers I stuff into it. And it will certainly help my bus services make a couple of quid. Can I be this lucky? Can I? I can. I want to shoot straight up the middle here. Because if I can't be this lucky, then I can tell you who's not going to be lucky. It's you, mate. We'll delete that. We'll institute some kind of tunnel-based behaviour. Let's have a look. Apparently, there's no collision there. I will take it. Excellent. Well, I mean, this is going swimmingly. I was thinking, well, that's a good way to put 15 minutes into practice. But no, apparently we're more or less there. Right, now, the tougher question, of course, is going to be, can I do anything in terms of dual tracking on the way back? I don't really want to run in a single direction. I want to run in both directions. You know, why have one ridiculously expensive train when you can have two? A question scholars have been asking throughout the ages. Right, let's get some snapped track in place. Occasional micro pauses coming to you courtesy of all of the NPCs being paid. Yeah, bridge pillar collision. It is not to be. And I imagine, and I've covered this. I covered this in a previous series. This is going to be in the main due to the fact that I have changed elevation and course and the like while mid-bridge. So the choice that I am left with is whoa, steady on there, chap. There we go. Is to try and get a second bridge out there. That's if I'm going to run two trains. Because obviously, you know, in order to keep the trains a suitable distance apart from one another, you want them arriving at the opposite end of the track at the same time. Do we really need two trains? It's going to be pretty quick. We are using the Swift Beast here. Let's get one running and see where that leads us, shall we? I think that's probably the... I mean, admittedly, my behaviour overall is not exactly sage, but let's see what we get here. Where do we want to merge? I think merging onto there would probably be the way to go. If such a thing is possible. Slope is too high. I doubt that. Right, see, okay, right. If you don't want to merge on that side, we'll merge on this side. Got to leave enough room for it to actually get in. And now this kink is going to burn off a fair amount of speed, but you know we're almost in the station. You know, no one's going to mind. There's a signal in the way. Alright, well in a moment there'll be a train in the way, so we'll wait for that to get out of the way. And yeah, the signal should handle any likelihood of train-based collisions, or you know, facing off against each other with no hope of reprieve. Let's use the right wordage here. Can I get this signal out of the way? There we go. So I'm going to need to relay that signal anyway, but I can probably do that in such a way that it doesn't cause offence to anyone. There we go. Right, now, that's only running in one direction, so assuming that I do end up going in two directions, and I think we'll work on that assumption. So something along those lines would be clever. There we go, and for some reason that's connected up. And it's not the... Actually, that's quite nice. I like that. The only shame of it is that we won't ever see two trains on there at once unless I make a complete mess of things. Right, so I need a release signal here. Right about there ought to do the trick. Can't put a signal on this bit just in case I've got trains backing onto one another. So we have to put another signal here and another one there. And that should do the trick. So obviously my high speed is going to be cut off from any platform-based behaviour while there is a service up there. And the service we're running out there at the moment is pretty slow. So we'll need to watch that. Okay, right. Well, on the face of it, that's just... that's built me a route there. Yeah, we come out there. It should have enough time to get up to full tilt, and that's what we're going to find out in a moment. And as if by magic, there's even an engine shed waiting for me. Right, new route. I'm excited to be a part of this. This is pretty thrilling stuff. Right, here we go. And it's a good red route too. It doesn't need any any further excuses. I will need signals, obviously, if I decide to develop this further and go to track with it. And you know me, that's pretty likely stuff. Currently, it is going both sides of the track. No. Break in the track. That's because that's not connected to anything. All right, I'll need to revise the route. Revise the route in the event that I two track. So I'm going to put a signal here for the moment, just to make it work. And this is worksop work to. I'm going to call it Bexhill. As much as it's going to Twin Woods, I'm going to call it Bexhill. Right, now, the only question that remains here is, are we going to go super aggressive and get the big train? Buy me a train, please, skipper. So, the TFV, it is a TFV, isn't it? Yeah, comes in 3 variants. 72 passengers, which I think is probably about as many passengers as we need. Yeah, I mean, you know, this is... We might as well go with the cheap one, right? Loading speed, 4 times speed. Loading speed, 12 times speed. If I felt that I could get 256 passengers on here, I might be more inclined to put it into action. But the odds of that are pretty remote. And I can always upgrade. So, we'll just take a cheap one for now. Cheap. Yeah. A mere 2.6 million. Right, where are we going? Bex, Were Bex. War. Were? Well, it's not Walksop, is it? So I think Were is the way to go. Please go on the right station. There we go. Okay, right. We're gonna follow this chap along because, frankly, following the latest and greatest of technology is something that we should always appreciate. Now, is this going to have a major effect on Twin Woods? Unlikely, but this is something that I thought about while after having played forward by 50 to 100 years and there still being no development here. I figured what I'd do is I would develop Bexhill because, you know, maybe we can get it to grow out in this direction. So rather than going, hello, I have built a new town as a sense of accomplishment, instead we'd be saying, I have encouraged this town to grow in this direction. That's a signal doing its job right there. Okay, finished with the curve. Now, put your foot down, you mad Frenchman. Let's go! There we go. So, top speed of 300. We won't get anywhere near that. If we top 230, say, I'll be pretty pleased with that. Due to the nature of the landscape, we've not managed to make it all downhill, which is something that I'd quite like to try at some point, is an entirely downhill route to see if we can get one of these beasts up to full tilt. But, you know, should we move out a little just to go, oh, look at that. Lovely. In fact, let's kill that as well so the track isn't red. There we go. That's largely hidden by a bridge, is what it is. But this is the kind of, you know, fly through. Why not come to France? We have the greatest trains in the whole of Europe. Thank you. That's my generic French accent for you right there. I hope you enjoyed it. So where are we? 213. And obviously it lost a bit of acceleration because it was going uphill there, but there is now a straight shot to the base of operations. Now, we've already hit 230, which means it's, you know, well, 201 makes it the fastest thing on rails. Anything above that is bonus points. Meanwhile, enjoy the mountain. Continue to enjoy the 240. Come on. I can't remember what the top speed I've had one of these at before is. I think I managed to get 260, 270 out of one in the past. But this is easily the longest route I've set one of these down. So we may actually be hitting... Oh no, we're at deceleration point already. I think, given the choice, I would advise this particular driver to be a little more aggressive with their acceleration and deceleration. Right, while he comes into the station, let's have a quick look at exactly what the timing on this route is. 5 minutes. He doesn't need a friend. More than capable of running this one solo. Okay, well that's pretty splendid. Right, seriously, really, are we really doing 60 miles an hour here? Well, that was 70 rather than 60. Coming up on 60. There you go, this is 60. 100 kilometers an hour, roughly 60 miles an hour. Anyway, into the station. Is anybody going to board the mighty, mighty train that is going to be costing me an absolute bundle to keep running, but I'm pretty sure my profits can handle it. And it looks like there's at least one brave soul. You there. You are heading to work. Dude, move closer to where you work. Honestly. This is, I mean, you know, I'm going to be charging you primo tickets for this as well. I mean, you're going to be paying through... Look at this for a nice shot. You're going to be paying flaming premium price. I'm going to follow this once again because we're on the verge of wrapping up here. Actually, this is workshop's pretty well developed these days. What's your population doing there, friend? I think we hit. Hold on. Look, I have to learn to complete one thought before starting the next one. Workshop up to 956. That's pretty good going. Let's have a quick look at overall populations. So only Newton, oddly Newton, is top of the tree. But then we've got 3 in the 900s and another 2 below that, and they are all on my 7 train, 8 train route. Right. That's the completion of that thought. The next one is on the way out. We hit around 266 as top speed, maybe a little higher. You will have no doubt noticed better than I did. But let's see if we can do any better than that. Here's that same mountain again. We're looking at it from a different direction this time. I hope you enjoy it. How about some nice trees? Yeah, all right. Crashed my helicopter into the trees, and then we paid everybody. Yeah, come on, come on. There we go. See, I'm role-playing crashing my helicopter into trees. I hope you appreciate it. Right, okay, 230. I mean, again, we're not going to hit 300, but it would be nice to have one side that hit a higher speed. And I wonder what the desert people, the mountain people, will make of this magnificent beast. What are you waiting for a free... You can't possibly be waiting for a free path. You've got a signal. And this... You can't be at the deceleration point already. What's with this gentle deceleration? You've got brakes. I mean, heck, you could probably slow down quicker if you just hung your arm out of the window. You lily-livered driver of nothingness that's good. Or some such. Right, anyway, thank you very much for watching today. I have been Colonel Failure. I'm going to keep plodding away here on Bexhill on Sea, by Bexhill on Desert, or on Mountain. I want to build some kind of mountain railroad thing using steam trains. Which I think is a fantastic idea. Some sort of heritage line. Maybe Letchworth coming round, bubbling along the mountainside, going into Boreham Wood, or is that cannibalising a Boreham Wood route? Quite possibly. Or Letchworth out to... Yeah, we could go out to Twin Woods, couldn't we? By some kind of amazing steam train, which means I need to upgrade Twin Woods Station. Yeah, we need more platforms at this here station. So I think that's possibly where I'll end up next time round. Quick flash of the finances for you. We burned through 8 and a bit million last year, but I suspect we did... Yeah, I bought 13 million quid's worth of trains last year, alright? So that's acceptable. In a normal year, we're making 16 million plus. I can afford all of this rubbish. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already done so, because that would be appreciated. And I will catch up with you very soon. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.
Listen.